Hey everyone, welcome to episode 1 of Cheat Day, a show where because Lauri and I, we usually eat very healthy.
Oh, so healthy. In fact, I got my Apple Watch. So it's gonna track my calories. Don't show yours.
You know, can I please tell you something?
Yes.
And I'm being honest. I put it back on for the first time a week ago yesterday. Okay? And then here's the problem. Is I started somebody that I know was very angry with me and sending me angry text messages. Now, usually
I apologize for that.
My phone is in the house.
Yes.
And I kept going, I just told them, this is why I don't wear an Apple Watch, because then people can just get a hold of me whenever they want. So that's why I haven't worn it since.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys start kissing people.
Well, I know, but I do want to start wearing it again. Anyway, the point of Cheat Day is that, because Lauri and I eat healthy all week.
The time. All the time. So it's just chicken, broccoli, rice. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I do intermittent fasting, and then I wait till 10 a.m. And then I'll just chug a slim fast.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Then at lunch, because I go crazy, I have 2 slim fasts.
That's how you do it.
Then at 6, I have a sensible meal of just like a plain chicken breast.
Yeah.
With just a tiny bit of quinoa.
Yeah.
And Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
And I had the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Every day, same thing.
It's frustrating to me because what happens is I eat healthy, I work out all the time. I do really well. But then at night when I fall asleep, my body calls Pizza Hut and orders 15 pizzas.
Yeah.
So, it's just it's tough. It's like, oh God, what am I gonna do?
Yeah. No, I had that the other day. I was about to get to bed because this can happen with intermittent fasting. Yes. I know it was against the rules, and it was 11 o'clock at night. I was starving.
Yeah,
starving.
Yeah, as you do. Yeah, because you got to starve to be thin. And
I have a bunch of cereals in the house, but very healthy cereals.
Yeah.
Okay?
Me too.
So I have the grape nuts.
Oh, so healthy.
Yeah, and I have Fiber One.
Yeah,
that one. And then, but I was running low on those, and I was thinking, what I need? And so I just had about 3 bowls of Frosted Flakes.
Yeah. Oh.
With Crunch Berries.
Yeah.
They don't usually come with Crunch Berries, but I added Crunch Berries because I was like,
you need your plate to be colorful.
Well, I want fruit. Yeah, exactly. I want it to be colorful, and I want it's fruit. It's their Crunch Berries. We have to be healthy about it.
Yeah, we have to be healthy about it.
Yeah. So anyway. So this is our cheat day. So on cheat day, what we're going to do is we are going to indulge in our favorite fast food items, and we're going to do some sort of taste test. Last time it was a bunch of different tacos at Del Taco.
Yes.
Right? And we determined that the Beyond Burger is disgusting.
The Beyond Burger was beyond gross. In fact, it was so bad that they're now doing a Carl's Jr. promo for the Beyond. They have a Beyond Burger. I meant the Beyond Taco was gross.
Yeah.
But now it's I'm so grossed out by that anytime I see that, I'm like, ugh.
Which is funny because I actually do like Beyond. I'm being honest when I say I've had it and I've enjoyed it, but I've only had it by itself. I really do think that the problem is you can't have it compared to a real taco. That's what I'm saying. If you have it.
So if I had eaten it first, I wouldn't have been.
Yes, you know what? I think if you would have eaten it first, and also here's the deal: I don't think it holds well, and our tacos were sitting for a while. I think if you have it hot, right, literally the person you when you go to Catholic church and you go Body of Christ, they open your mouth, they put the communion in. If they would have been here's your taco, Lauri, and then put the Beyond Taco in, and then you chewed it really fast and thought about real tacos. I think you would have been totally fine.
That's what I like to do. I like to really not think about food and just slam it in there.
Yeah.
Really kind of not really enjoy it, but just know that it's there.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do.
Now, a lot of the big YouTubers and Instagrammers, they are really into what's called the mukbang. The mukbang. You know about this?
Yes.
I think what we do, because we're fat and gross, the yuck bang. Right? So today, for our yuck bang today, we are going to be doing the original is the McDonald's Big Mac, which Lauri went out and bought a McDonald's Big Mac, even though she didn't need to. I already told her I have a free coupon at McDonald's for any kind of sandwich.
This is half. This is the half I'm gonna eat.
Okay, and then at Carl's Jr. Now on the East Coast, it's called Hardees. Okay.
Okay.
It's called now. I don't know if they call it this on the East Coast version, but they have their own version of the Big Mac here on the West Coast at Carl's Jr. called the Big Carl. Let's compare them actually, because the Big Carl is wider than the Big Mac. Oh, but it doesn't have that extra bun.
It doesn't, but it has 2 patties.
It does have 2 patties. Does it look
like it has 2 patties?
It does have 2, but it doesn't look like it totally. But it has 2 patties. Now, here's by the way, McDonald's hack. You can do this. Has already been well known. You can make your own Big Macs if you don't want a Big Mac. Like, let's say, for instance, maybe you want a Big Carl type of thing.
Oh, really?
If you order a double quarter pounder with cheese, hold the ketchup, hold the mustard with Big Mac sauce, and add shredded lettuce. All of that is a free upgrade, by the way.
Really?
You can have a bigger Big Mac. It won't have the bread in the middle, but it basically would be the Big Carl, right?
Oh, okay.
Or maybe you don't want an entire Big Mac. You can get the double cheeseburger the same way. Double cheeseburger, hold the ketchup, hold the mustard, add shredded lettuce. What are you doing?
I'm looking at the nutritional facts.
And then add the Big Mac sauce. So what are the nutritional facts for the Big Carl and for the Big Mac? So a Big Mac, what do you have right in front of you?
So I have the Big Carl.
Okay, you have the Big Carl now that's what it's called at Carl's Jr. I don't know if anyone knows what it's called at Hardees. Well, maybe Hardees calls it the Big Carl.
I can add.
Because here, the Big Carl, Carl's Jr. is named for the founder, Carl Karcher, who actually, we're in Orange County right now, where Lauri lives, and he is like the hometown saint, Carl Karcher. In fact, at one of the schools I teach at, because he was a big, huge Catholic here, he donated like a whole auditorium. So it's called Carl Karcher Auditorium, and Carl Karcher, and the headquarters are in Anaheim, California. Or they were until they got bought. But for the longest time, well, they're still there, but the Carl Jr. headquarters are in Orange County, in Anaheim, right by Disneyland, actually. So Lauri right now is doing the research. Now, Lauri, what do you have for us? So let's start with the Big Mac. The Big Mac from McDonald's. They're the original.
Big Mac is 563 calories.
For one Big Mac.
For one Big Mac, yes.
But you and I are only having half, so we're having 230 calories.
Yes. 33 grams of fat.
Okay.
8 grams of saturated fat.
Mm-hmm.
1,007 milligrams of sodium.
Wow. And that's about 40% of your daily.
41%.
Yeah.
396 milligrams of potassium, which I didn't know it had that much potassium in it.
What does potassium do? How much of your percentage of potassium is it for the day?
11%.
Oh, wow.
Total carbohydrates are 44 grams, and sugar is 9 grams.
Oh, okay.
And then the Big Carl.
So the Big Carl, yeah. So this was like 500 some odd, 530, right? Or 520. 530, 520 calories. Okay.
Oh, let me see.
So the Big Carl
protein is 26 grams for the Big Mac.
Okay. Now the Big Carl is a wider hamburger, but it's a flatter hamburger because it doesn't have that bread.
Yes.
So I'm predicting lower carbs.
Lower carbs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 920 calories.
Whoa! And the Big Carl has 920 calories?
Mm-hmm. Now, this one says serving size is only 321 grams. It doesn't say one serving size. So it might be that the Big Carl, this is even like not even for the whole sandwich.
Wow. Okay.
58 grams of fat.
Yeah. 58. How many grams was the Big Mac?
The Big Mac had 33 grams.
Oh, so it has a lot more fat. So it's significantly larger. Go ahead.
Sodium 1,380 milligrams.
Well, that's more sodium than the Big Mac.
Way more.
Mm-hmm.
Total carbohydrates 56 grams.
Oh, it's more carbohydrates.
It's more carbohydrates than the Big Mac.
And it only has 2 pieces of bread.
And protein is 47 grams. But that makes sense because there's more.
But what about the sugar?
Sugar 12 grams.
It has more sugar than the Big Mac.
Yeah, 3 more grams of sugar.
Interesting.
So
Well, thank God it's our cheat day.
Yeah, thank God.
This is why we ate healthy all week so that we could do this.
Yes.
So, all right.
All right. So what do you want to try first?
I think we go with the original. I think we go with the Big Mac. Okay.
All right.
So once again, let's see here. We split it in two because you know what, Lauri? Thank God we split it in two. That if we would have eaten a whole burger each,
I would not have been able to eat one. I would have been able to eat one and not the other. Like that would have.
I probably would have been able to do it, but I would have felt very sick after.
Very sick. Yeah.
All right. Very angry.
I mean, I'm still not going to feel great after this. Let's be sure. All right.
All right. We're taking the first bite. More water with it. Thank you. You know what? I'm making another bite because I didn't pay attention to what I was eating.
It's good. Sorry if you guys had to hear us chewing. I know that was something that some of you didn't like. But yeah, I think it's the sauce. April says that she saw you on MyFitnessPal.
All the time. Lauri, I'm a gym rat. Thank you. So it's not shocking that she would see me at the gym or the MyFitnessPal.
What'd you work on today? Buys and tries?
What?
What'd you work on today?
Well, because today's cheat day. It's my cheat day.
Today's your cheat day, so you didn't work out?
No. Okay. You want to see my scar? They took the stitches out of my scar. I've been watching a lot of this Dr. Pimple Popper. You guys ever watch this?
I love Dr. Pimple Popper.
How many episodes have there been? Because my Hulu only has 8.
There's been way more. But if you go on her YouTube channel, the YouTube channel is essentially her show.
Oh, really? But they don't do but without all the dumb backstories?
No, they don't do the backstories, though.
I forward past the backstories. I would like her YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got this scar. Tell me how bad it is. I kind of want to see.
Ooh.
Well, she said it'd be red because they took the stitches out and stuff.
That looks like a heart shape.
It does?
It looks heart-shaped. That is so funny.
All right, so now we're moving on to the Big Carl.
How did it feel?
The Big Mac?
No, the Big Mac. I was gonna say the getting the thing removed.
We had to take them out. Yeah.
So what do you think of the Big Mac? I mean, that you love McDonald's.
The Big Mac is my favorite burger. I love McDonald's classic. It's the marriage of the sauce with the meat with the bread. It's just perfection.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have high hope for the Big Carl.
I think this way is like I'm more of a Carl's person and you're more of a McDonald's person.
Oh, all right. Well, no, look. No, let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you. I'm being honest. Okay. The Western Bacon Cheeseburger might give the Big Mac a run for its money as a perfect burger.
Really?
Mm-hmm. In fact, I was almost going to switch it today because Jack in the Box, which they don't have those on the East Coast, Jack in the Box came out with their own version of the Western Bacon Cheeseburger, and I think we should do that one next.
Yeah, let's do it.
What are your thoughts on the Western Bacon Cheeseburger?
I honestly don't. I think I've eaten maybe 2 in my life. I don't know. I just don't. It's something with the sauce. They have like a tangy sauce, and it's
called barbecue sauce, America's sauce.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of it.
All right, let's try this Big Carl. You ready?
Which side do you want?
That's the one closest to me. I'm going to pick you about sides.
Okay.
All right, so here's what the Big Carl looks like split. I think we showed you already, but we'll show you one more time for our yuck bang. This is what it looks like. All right. Okay, here we go.
If you want to mute now.
Yeah.
This would have tasted better warm.
Yeah. I'm gonna take one more bite because it is bigger than a Big Mac. So I think one more bite will do, like as if I had a whole Big Mac.
I will say the Big Mac won. I think sauce-wise, this doesn't have the right kind of sauce. It's too heavy. I think the sauce for the Big Mac is like chunkier and less heavy. And this one doesn't have the right amount of sauce. Plus, it's like a lot of, I will say it's too much meat. I think it's too much meat.
Well, what I was going to say is there's a difference in the balance in the ratio of meat to bread. With this one, it's meatier. You can taste Carl's Jr.'s meat more.
Yeah.
I know there's an obvious joke, but I'm not going there. Okay.
Penis.
But if you like the Big Mac and you like the meat, then I would say to go with that McDonald's hack, which I've done. I've done the hack, so it's not a fake hack. And you'll get the Big Mac taste experience with that same meat proportion. You're right. The sauce, it's fine. No, by the way, it's very good. You know what? If someone gave this to me at a cookout, like a backyard,
I'd be happy.
I'd be very, very happy. But it doesn't beat the Big Mac.
Mm-hmm. No. Yeah, stacking up. It's like like you were saying about the Beyond Burger or Beyond Taco with regular tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think maybe if I had eaten this first, I would have liked it more.
Mm-hmm.
But having eaten the Big Mac and then now eating this, no comparison. So I think the Big Mac is better.
The Big Mac is better, but I'm not mad at it. Here's the deal. If I go to Carl's Jr., though, I'm going to get a Western Bacon. Like, what's your go-to at the Carl's Jr.?
I have two go-tos. I have a Superstar, double Superstar.
Okay.
Or a Superstar is a double burger. So Superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Bacon Swiss crispy chicken sandwich.
Never had either one of those two things, but I'll tell you this.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Those are like their trademark sandwiches.
I think I'm going to say the Western Bacon cheeseburgers are trademark sandwiches.
Oh.
Now, Lauri, do you want to show everyone in the video? You know, Lauri and I went to lunch today. Do you want to see show everyone what happened at our lunch today? By the way, we're dressed exactly the same.
Except for black jeans. We are just exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
that.
bruised. That's all I wanted to show.
I beat the shit out of her. Oh, look at that! It's a spaceship abducting a cow. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Afterthought Media when I recruited Lauri.
When you recruited me.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to show off my perfectly sculpted arm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I got it.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm really lucky in that, like, look, I have fat arms, but they're not as bad as one might think.
No, they're not bad at all.
No, don't be wrong. There are a lot of very bad things.
I mean, they're compared to my arm.
Look, let me see. This should have been our thumbnail.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, look at all this extra flab.
Like I said before, I don't really have
like a turkey leg.
That, and if I just like worked out or something. Now look. If I'm not going to stand up. I'm not going to stand up.
It looks like I'm backwards jacking a guy.
Now, April says in the chat room that the Carl's Jr. bread sucks. It falls apart. There is something dry and not as appealing as the Carl's Jr. bread.
I think I also screwed up this test by buying the sandwiches too early.
Yeah, I'll just bring them on my way over here next time.
Because they were a little cold and...
you know what? I don't mind cold.
I'm not a huge fan of burgers once they're cold. I like cold.
Look, I'd rather have it hot. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like...
Are you... Oh, sorry.
I'm done.
I like cold pizza. Here's
the deal. I just had this conversation with boyfriend of the show, Aiden, where
Cutie Patoots
Aiden, where neither one of us likes cold pizza.
Really?
Mm-hmm,
I love cold pizza.
Now, I'll warm it up just for a little bit, just give it a nice heat sheen in the microwave, but it doesn't need to be hot. you know.
Hot.
But I do want it like somewhat warm.
I like cold pizza. I feel like cold pizza has a different taste than hot pizza, and I like it just as much.
Right.
Julia says, Joe, you have really delicate wrists.
Oh, yeah, let's look at our...
How dare you?
Look at Lauri's dainty wrist. Wait, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
So this is... Make a fist. This is what goes up all the way up to here?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's pretty deep.
Yeah, usually it's about here.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Oh, did you notice that I got new glasses?
I did.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So that's going to do it for today's episode of Cheat Day. Lauri, any final words?
Just that I have dainty wrists. Let's see. Let's compare.
They're about the same, honestly.
So you have dainty wrists too.
And I could see why you say it, because you couldn't tell but you're talking about you have these giant, what are these? What's this part of this arm called?
I don't know.
April, you're a nurse. What's this part of this arm
called? The fat pocket.
You
were super cute with those white glasses.
Oh,
thank you, Jillian.
Oh,
thank
Jillian
you.
Hitting on you.
She's not hitting on me. She's giving me a compliment.
Would you date Jillian?
I've never even met Jillian.
Lesbians don't need to meet anybody.
Yes, I do.
What would you date Jillian?
I've never met Jillian. I would have to meet, and then it's,
I didn't want to, can I reveal your secret?
What?
Lauri played Barb on Stranger Things. I never revealed that on After.
I did.
Before,
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did.
And I played Jabba the Hutt.
I got it. Oh yeah, it was a weird Barb Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah. It was a weird Barb Jabba the Hutt tie-in. Uh-huh.
I got a
forearm.
Forearm.
I thought this was the forearm.
Oh yeah, this is the tricep.
Oh yeah, because I'm always working on my tries and buys.
You're working on your tries and buys.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody trusts April because she.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not gonna say what she does, but she works in the medical profession where she should know what.
But also, to be fair, April, I'm just pulling your leg. We did go, what's this area?
Yeah.
So,
we did say, what is this called?
What is this? So she's just
what is this?
I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark and see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I got the Barb audition because I did, I played my audition. I go in every single time I audition. I play I do a monologue from Law and Order Special Victims Unit, where I play rape victim number 7.
Wait, hold on for a second. Do you remember? Okay, do you remember? I'm doing good broadcasting now. I wasn't doing it earlier. Right? I have to talk to you through there.
27 minutes and 25 seconds.
Yeah, 25 seconds in.
Okay.
Yeah, 27 minutes, 27 minutes, 30 seconds, and I decided to do this.
Okay.
Do you remember your Law and Order bit from when I know you don't do it anymore, but do you still remember your Law and Order bit?
Oh yeah.
Could you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Lauri Roggenkamp's Law and Order bit. And by the way, she hasn't done. When was the last time you did this? Because you were doing this bit when I met you in like 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a while, maybe 5 years.
Okay.
All right. So I really love the show, Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I love it so much that I would love to audition as rape victim number 7, but I'm terrible at acting.
Yeah.
So my audition would go something like this. No, stop. Thank you. Thank you. I love Law and Order so much that I have memorized the intro to Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Uh-huh.
In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories. Chung chung. My parents don't like it because it's my voicemail. I like that sound, chung chung. It gets in the show. It's what gets you from scene to scene. I wish we could have that in everyday life.
Uh-huh.
Like, hey, Lauri, what do you think? How do you think comedy's going to work out for you? Chung chung. "Oh, you're awesome. You're famous." Or, "Hey, why do you want to work in Knott's Berry Farm? You're hired."
Yeah.
Or, "Oh my God, you would not believe what just happened. And then I went home." Or, "Hey, Lauri, let's do a podcast about cheat day." Barfing.
Guys, I don't think I've heard that bit since like literally before Obama was president.
Yeah, I probably screwed up most of it, but.
Do one of my bits that you remember. What are one of my bits that you remember?
My God. I don't remember any of your bits. The only thing I remember, honestly, was you talking about being a gay Mexican. And then you had a joke about your brother that you did at his that birthday thing that we were at.
Oh, yeah.
You had a joke about him that went really well, but I can't remember what it was. I just remember that you like...
To show you how long it's been, with my brother's 30th birthday, which my brother now is over 40, he had me and Lauri... Did he pay us?
I think he paid us in pizza.
Yeah.
Or in
he had
food.
me and Lauri do stand-up at his birthday. And I did a joke, which I actually thought was a really good joke, because my brother didn't get tables and chairs for his birthday. It's something we still talk about. His 30th birthday, he didn't get any tables and chairs. So there were like 100 people there with nowhere to sit. So my opening joke was that there were so many Mexicans standing around, I thought I walked into a Home Depot. Okay.
That was it.
And is that what the joke was?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, my brother called me to say that one of his friends was really offended. By the way, the friend wasn't even Mexican. The friend was white, but was really offended that I did that joke and said that race jokes are a cheapest form of humor, which is not wrong.
But also, it's like, was he upset that you thought he was Mexican? You know,
I don't know what he would have.
You could have thrown it back on him and been like, "Hey, buddy, you're the racist."
Well, I should have. But here's the deal: is that to me, if the joke's funny, the joke's funny.
Yeah.
That wasn't to me a cheap joke. I thought that was a good, solid joke. I was calling the moment too.
I one time had a joke. Did I ever tell you about the thing that happened with me at that hotel?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
What?
so there was this hotel in downtown LA,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a building that was converted into a hotel. And you remember Jackie Fabulous?
Wait, is that the one that was run by Garrett Morris?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Do you know this story?
No, I don't know the story, but I remember Garrett Morris had like a sketchy theater and a sketchy building in downtown LA.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
Garrett Morris was, by the way, one of the original cast members of Saturday Night Live.
he was the guy who would do like the sign language thing where he would be like, you know, "Do you?" So he would scream and stuff. Anyway, so Jackie Fabulous had a friend of hers who was a producer of comedy shows, and he used to do some stuff he used to do comedy at Bill Word stuff. And he was always like very clean cut. His name was like Will or something. Mm-hmm. And he got like Johnny LaQuasto, myself.
Wow, Johnny LaQuasto. How'd he get that? WWE's Johnny LaQuasto.
He got who was that guy who was friends with Adam Hammer? I forgot his name. Jeff Keith.
Okay.
Jeff Keith.
So it's a weird connection to Jeff Keith, the guy who's friends with Adam Hammer. Okay.
That's how I remember people.
Yeah.
You're the friend of Melissa McQueen. So Jeff Keith, and then that Greek guy. What was his name? He was like a white guy. I forgot his name too, but it was like one word. He was like athletic. Anyway,
He wasn't Greek. He was Persian.
And
it's Kayvon.
Mm-hmm.
So who was Johnny's roommate?
Johnny's roommate was Kayvon?
Yeah, for a long time.
Oh, I didn't
it was
know
like Kayvon, and who's that comic that was on Last Comic Stand that everyone hated? Mo Mandel. It was Mo Mandel, Johnny, and Kayvon all lived together.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, go ahead. These are inside comedies.
Imagine the Me Too movements that happened in that house. So
Kayvon was really hot, but Kayvon.
I'm kidding. They're all really nice people.
Mo Mandel is nice actually, but a lot of people hate him.
Yeah.
He's not a well-liked comic.
He does have a face that like you're like, I want to punch that face.
Well, he's one of these guys who's nice to your face, but then talks shit behind your back. Kayvon, is Kayvon still doing stand-up?
I mean, I assume so.
If
Victor Vega is still doing stand-up.
Wasn't Bev managing Kayvon for a while?
I don't remember that.
I think maybe early on Bev helped manage Kayvon
well,
too.
Bev was technically managing me for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you're insane.
So Kayvon was this comic, very attractive.
Keep going.
Kayvon was very attractive, but he would do two annoying things that I hated.
I'm done. Yes.
He did two things that really annoyed me. One, he worked in medicine in some way.
Yeah.
It's something he did in medicine. So he would show up in scrubs to his stand-up gigs, which was annoying.
Yeah.
And then two, this was a thing for a while. I don't have a phone, but I'll use Lauri's broken phone here. He would do this thing where he would, in the middle of his set, be like, oh, yeah, so I was talking to this girl, and she told me that she didn't want to go on a date. And you're like, did he just take out his phone and text? You know who did that all the fucking time? Was Damon Wayans Jr.
Really?
Oh, it was annoying. I used to see Damon Wayans. I used to do shows with Damon Wayans Jr. all the time. Which now he was on That Girl or It Girl. What's the name of that show? Wasn't he on that?
Oh, New Girl.
Was he on that?
Yeah. He was on it, but then he stopped because he was on Happy Endings, and then he came back to it in later seasons.
Oh, he was annoying to do shows. He was a nice guy, but annoying to do shows. Sorry, this is turned in from cheat day to Joe and Lauri talking about stand-up.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the Kayvon and Jeff Keith were co-headlining.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was me, John Quasso, these two other comedians who I can't for the life of them think of their names. They were really funny, but they were the type of guys that were hated doing shows, you know, and they were college guys. And what they would do is they didn't like doing shows because they weren't funny outside of their college area. So they would just do shows where they would invite all their college friends, and then they would...
A lot of Orange County comics. That too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So these two guys and then this other guy, Steve, who was this really nice guy, he had just started comedy. I had been doing comedy for maybe 2-3 years. So we get to this place, and the guy who meets us there is dressed like a caricature of a pimp. He has a full green suit on, matching green suit, leather shoes, a big hat with a bow out of it, and one of those meat coats that he's got draped around him that he's and he has a cane, and he's walking with the cane, literally a caricature of a pimp.
Yeah.
Honestly,
was he black?
He was black. Yeah. And I honestly was like, is this a costume party? Because I legitimately was like, I don't think this guy's dresses like this normally. But so anyway, so he met us, and then, so he met us, and he goes, I'll show you guys around if you want. And it honestly looked like he had unlocked the building, and we were walking through an empty building that wasn't supposed to be finished yet. Yeah. Because we walked through and people were nailing stuff. There was no guests there. Nobody was there to see or do anything. We walk up the stairs. So how would the audience find the theater? That's the thing. Nobody was there. No audience is there. Okay. Elevators don't work. We had to walk up the 15 flights of stairs. I go to the bathroom almost immediately and find out that the toilets don't work, but the toilets are plugged up and there's no water. Okay, no water in the building. Still not the worst gig we ever did, by the way. Yeah. So I have to go to the bar and buy a bottle of water because I put soap on my hands so I could rinse off my hands. So then we meet the other guy who books the room, and he's this other big black guy, and he kind of looks like Damon Wayans Jr. I don't know. He looks like a black guy with a shaved head. Okay. I'm trying to think of somebody he looks like, but I can't. He's just a nondescript person. But it was just interesting because he was like this other black guy who was standing next to this other black guy who was dressed like a caricature of a pimp. So I was like, you guys should have coordinated outfits or something. So he starts talking to us about the hotel and about the history of the hotel, and he's really proud of it and everything. And he says, and a good portion of Rush Hour 3 was filmed here. And that was well, I wouldn't know how to use the word good. Yeah. A significant. So I'll get to that. So then, so we go in, and it was the weirdest thing because they had leveled out the building. The building used to be this building with a really tall ceiling, and they had leveled it out. But for some reason, when they leveled out this area, they didn't remove the giant chandelier that was attached to the ceiling.
Yeah.
So the chandelier was still in the room. Like, it was still hanging, and it was still in the room. Like, a comedian reached out and touched the chandelier. Like, it was insane how weird this place was set up. And there was these giant air vents because there was no air. And there was these giant air vents, and they would blast air. So you had to talk really loud. And then there was like a curtain, like basically a sheet that was like taped up to the wall that was like slowly coming down as the show would go on. And it was called like Comedy Palace. And so comedy was put very big here, and then Pal they started off, but then they realized they didn't have enough room, and they said Ace. So it was Comedy Pal Ace. It was on the sides. And so then we do the show. I'm trying to think of the second thing was that there was like a placard of the schedule of shows, and everything didn't start for 2 months. So our show wasn't even on the list. Like, they weren't going to be ready for 2 months. So we start the show, and every other comedian is just totally threw away. Even Johnny totally threw away their set and just started making fun of the room, because it's like such a bizarre room that you can't help do that, So me and this guy Steve are the ones who are not as comfortable. Like, I'm not as comfortable riffing on stage. I was like, I got to come up with a good one. And so I finally get on stage, and I go, the guy, the host of the show said that a good portion of Rush Hour 3 was filmed here. I watched that movie. There wasn't a good portion in that movie. And people laugh. So, mind you, people are making fun of the room, like left, right, and center, except for me and this guy Steve didn't make fun of the room at all, because he was like brand new. And he was the only guy who brought people. He brought 2 women. So it's just all comedians, Steve, and then the 2 guys who booked the show, Will, and then the 2 women. So Kayvon's running late. So Jeff goes up, and Jeff finishes, and he gets off stage. And as Kayvon is going on stage, the host introduced Kayvon. Kayvon's going off stage. All of a sudden, we see from like the distance, because the stage is like not really a stage. It's like from distance from me to you, you're standing here, and the guy who's not dressed like a pimp is screaming at the guy who's dressed like a pimp. And it's like, I want them fucking out of here. I'm calling the police. And so then Kayvon literally goes, hey, dude, what's going on? Why are you so upset? Because it's like he can hear it.
Yeah.
And so then the guy turns and he goes, you guys are trespassing. I want you out of here. I'm done. I'm tired, sick of this shit. We had booked you guys for this show. All you did was make fun of the room, and you made fun of my wife. And it was like, the only thing, one guy had asked him if he was married. He said he was married to it. But he was the one who said, he goes, yeah, I'm married. I'm married to a fiery Latina. Okay. And then they were like, oh, okay, that's great. And then the guy said something about Latin women or something. He's like, you made fun of my wife. I was like, they didn't say anything about your wife. So he's like, I want you guys out. So we're all getting up, and the 2 women who are there are like terrified. And they're throwing money on the table because they had ordered drinks. And Steve is like picking up the money. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't tip them. So he's like, they keep throwing money, and he's picking up. So we go downstairs. We rush downstairs because he's like literally like following us out the door. He's like, I want you guys fucking out of here. So Will's like, I'll go back up. I'll talk to him. So he goes back up and talks to him. And he comes back down like 20 minutes later. And we're all just sitting there going like, what the hell happened? And he goes, yeah, he wasn't really excited about you guys. And, he was really upset about what you said about the sign. Like, he pointed to, I don't know, Johnny or something. It's like, he's upset about what you said about the sign. And, he was upset about what you said about his wife. And he pointed to Jeff, and he's like, he's upset about that you touched the chandelier. Yeah. And then he points to me, he goes, he really didn't like the comment you made about Rush Hour 3. And I was like, what? What comment? What was he, a Rush Hour Chris Tucker fan?
Yeah, no, but it's one of these things where he probably like he's super stoked they filmed significant portion of Rush Hour 3 there. That's his thing. And you make fun of a movie
Yeah.
that he probably brags about.
So he was like, yeah, he really don't. So then he was like, because he was screaming, I'm going to have you guys banned from this club. So then I was like, are we literally going to get banned? And at the time, that meant like a big deal to me. Like now I could give two shits. I don't want to perform there. But at the time, it meant a big deal to me. I was like, I don't want to get banned from the theater. And he was like, no, it's okay. I'll talk to him. So like a year and a half goes by, and I sign up for this Los Angeles Comedy Festival. And I'm supposed to do my first night at the Grant Morris Theater. And like a week before the show, I get a call and say, yeah, we got to change the venue because you're on a list that says you're booked for the theater. So...
On that note, we're going to call it a day here with Cheat Day. But of course, there's no episode, no Afterthought Media episode is ever right unless Lauri tells a 20-minute story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you have to see it live. You have to see what my face looks like when she tells the story live.
Yeah.
So, guys, that's going to do it for Cheat Day. And we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Where's this mouse?
You got to click it first.
Oh.
And then... Bye. I'm teaching Grandpa how to use technology.